Coach? You doing, Coach?
Where does last week's game rank amongst your best memories as a coach?
That was the best walk home I've ever had. Yeah, it was really nice. Strolled right through the neighborhood, went to my house. It was great.
Were you in your BYU gear still?
Oh yeah, I just walked right out of the locker room with my son, and we just walked home. It was good. It was good.
What did you learn about your offense in that game? Because there were some ups and downs.
Yeah.
As you faced a really good defense.
Well, I didn't learn a whole lot. I just what I already know. We have a tough team. Our quarterback's got a lot of guts, and he's really good in the 2-minute drill. And I knew that Utah was a really good defense. Wasn't a surprise. And they're very good. And the crowd noise was a big factor. We practiced it. I don't know how we could have practiced it more, but it was a factor. It really caused us a lot of problems.
That option play that you guys run
yeah.
At the end of SMU and a lot of times, why do you think that play is so successful for you?
It's just a tough play to stop. I mean, it's the option has been in existence since the beginning of football, really, and it's a play we'll keep trying to run. I know the team we're going to play this week is really good at it too.
Caleb, is he pretty much having the senior season that you thought he would have? And can you address his improvement?
Yeah, Caleb's a great story. It's no secret he struggled a little bit last year, and he just never hung his head. He always just kept working, never felt sorry for himself. Had a great offseason, and he's playing really good football for us now, and he's one of the best players on this team.
Do you expect Connor to be back this week? See him out there.
Yeah, Connor's going to play, and yeah, he's ready to roll.
What's the plan for Braden Kime, and do you think he's coming back?
Braden's going to be out for a little bit. We're hoping to get him back for postseason play, but yeah, he's going to be out for a little bit.
So is Jada his replacement?
Yeah, Jada will start. Yeah.
What was
and Jada came in the game and played very well at the end of the game. In fact, that speed option play that you mentioned, he had a very tough block, and he made it. He got there and made the block and played well.
What did you like in Jada coming out of the port? I know you recruited him out of Snow College.
Yeah.
And he goes to Colorado. What do you like about him?
Just his athleticism, and he's a great character kid. He's really smart, very smart guy. Really high football IQ. Good student. Just smart guy. He fits in here. He's a tough, smart kid.
Josiah Phillips, have you been pleased with his progress?
Yes.
And how he seems to gradually keep getting better and better.
I'm glad you mentioned him. I thought that was he played. He really showed up on a big stage in that game. I thought he executed very well. The moment wasn't too big for him at all, and he looked like he belonged. And he's going to be a really good player here. His ceiling is very high.
What's impressed you the most from Darius and Chase? You point them out as some of your top two receivers, but throughout the season they always seem to show up.
Yeah, just their consistency. They practice the same way they play in games. They show up every day, work really hard, and sometimes I think when you practice that hard all the time, sometimes the game's even easier. And those two guys are great examples.
What's been kind of the feel of the team after a late night on Sunday? Have they still been energetic, the same as what you've seen this season?
Yeah, I think physically we're a little bit worn down right now. That was a very physical game, and we played a lot of snaps. But we have a plan in place to get everybody back and fresh by Saturday night. But yeah, the energy, like emotionally and stuff, I think these guys are being great all year at just one task at a time. And we know how good of a team Kansas is. They've played a good football lately, and they've lost 4 or 5 games this year by just a few points. I mean, they handed it to us last year. They embarrassed us last year. I thought they were way more physical than us and executed way better than us. And so we know what we're up against.
And you know what that plan is? Is that devised by the strength staff?
Yeah, the sports scientist guys. Every one of these guys they're tracking every step they take out here, and they do some things in the weight room too to track where our freshness levels are, and so we're on it.
So they kind of adjust accordingly in season to what the health is.
Practices get a little shorter, walkthroughs get a little more walkthrough, a little less practice, that kind of stuff.
Does inclement weather favor either side, do you think? Because it looks like there might be a little bit of wet weather.
I don't think so. I think, yeah, I mean, they get bad weather in Kansas. We get bad weather here. I think both teams are used to it.
Do you talk about the leadership on that team, being able to move week to week? Is that more coach-driven, or has that been mostly player-driven?
It's the players, really. I mean, we preach, we preach it, but if your leaders don't follow through with it, then it's not really worth much. And our leaders have done a good job this year, just going one game at a time.
With Josiah, a lot's been made that he only played football his senior year.
Yeah.
Right? Is that just natural athleticism that he's been able to do what he's been doing?
I mean, that's a big part of it. He's a super athlete. Since he got here, though, he has worked really hard at just learning the game and refining his technique. It's true, he played 1 year of high school football in an offense that barely threw the ball at all. So he got here without much football knowledge. But he's a really hard worker. He's a smart kid. Does what he's asked to do, and he's really unselfish. He hasn't complained about how much he plays or how much he gets the ball. He just works every day, and now you're starting to see the fruits of that.
These days you have so many analytics. Do you break down each play analytically, like tempo versus huddle, field position? Do you go deep dive in that, or is a lot of it feel and what you see at practice, or is it a combo?
Deep dive into everything, yes.
That clip that's kind of gone viral with Kalani in the locker room after that Utah game, is that how he always is? Like, can you just describe how he's been this entire year?
I don't know the clip you're talking about. I didn't make it in the locker room till pretty late.
You talked about the foundation.
Yeah.
Speech to the team.
Yeah, I mean, Kalani's he's done a great job with this team. I think these guys love playing for him, and he's very consistent about what we're about. And I think the players really play, with the love for him. They don't want to let him down. It's not a situation where guys are afraid of getting benched or afraid of getting, consequences or whatever if they make a mistake. I think it's more guys want to play well for him and for their teammates. Yeah.
What challenges does this defense, you touched on this, but what challenges does this Kansas defense present for your offense?
Well, they're very well coached. I mean, they're really good at what they do, and a year ago they got after us pretty good. I mean, their secondary is really good. They execute their stuff. I think they're an athletic team, and they seem to have a little wrinkle every week for somebody that you're not ready for. And it seems like we're going to get something on Saturday that we haven't seen this year. And then they're also just very good at what they do, every week.
Any other questions? All right, thank you.
Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
You ready?
We're always ready to talk to you.
What's up? And just like that, we're back. We're back.
Back, baby.
Feels like it's been a little while, but here
know.
you are. So
I know.
good. What's it like being back, though? You worked hard to get back.
Awesome. It just, it's 6 straight weeks of not being able to play, but doing everything to get your body ready to play. It gets monotonous because it's like, what am I doing this for? I can't even do the thing I'm doing it for. So, but no, it feels good. I'm pumped to be back. It was gut wrenching to walk out on that field last game not being able to play. So, really all the games.
But last game particularly, being
sure.
there on the sideline as a pseudo coach, but not being able to play. How did you approach that? And obviously with the rivalry game and the intensity.
I thought it was going to be easier than it was. All right, I went up to one of our team doctors before the game and I was like, if I asked you to shoot it up, would you do it? And he was like, no. And I was like, crap. Because you get in that environment, right, and you just want to play so bad. And especially the University of Utah, those are a lot of them are my friends. And so it's like I want to play against them, But it was all right. I trusted my teammates and knew they'd hold it down.
How did your boys on the offensive line do? How would you grade them out?
Decent, a lot to improve on, right? But that's a good front. They're the number 1 scoring defense in the Big 12 for a reason, right? That's a good defense. Yeah. And so, and they've got good dudes up front. All right, and so I thought they played well, obviously well enough to win, but just too many self-inflicted wounds, right? That game was a lot closer than it needed to be, and so that's what we've been out at practice doing this week is trying to fix some of those issues,
how proud are you of the way, as one of the leaders of the unit, that guys have stepped in? Because you've had guys go down, you've been down, and Bruce has stepped in, and Austin and Braden's down now, and Jada steps in and all that. It seems like no matter who comes in, they're ready. I imagine that's pretty
awesome.
Pretty cool.
Super proud. It's a testament to how seriously they took the off season. That was one of the areas we felt like we could really improve as a unit. Is how well we prepare for the season in the off season, and it was a big focus. And it's also a testament to Coach Woods, right, and the consistency of his coaching. It's identical across the board, regardless of who you are, right? Obviously, there's things tailored to individuals, but the core of the coaching, the techniques, the schemes, all that stuff is very consistent, which makes it easy to plug and play because everyone knows exactly what's expected of them. And so, really, really. Proud of the guys for taking that coaching all off season long and going and executing because it as much as you can prepare, it's different when you actually have to go out there in a game like that. Like, I'm super proud of Jada for having to go in and on the biggest drive of our season so far in the most hostile environment we've been in against a really good defensive end, and he held his own. So just super proud of the whole group, man. Especially Bruce, right?
A little bit on that note, though, but Coach A-Rod was talking a little about the leadership on this team as well, and specifically this team's ability to move from week to week after big wins or medium-sized wins, whatever. I think Jake likes to call it keeping the main thing the main thing.
Yep.
I believe those are his words. So what is behind that with this group? Is it just is there a specific group of leaders on this team? Is there a lot of leadership? Like, what is it behind kind of this team?
I think it began as kind of a specific group, 3 or 4 of us, right? And then it's expanded, it's expanded to, I think it affects everybody in the sense that now anyone can be a leader, right? And I think that was one of the things we wanted to bring is whatever mindset we have, we need to expand that to the entire team, right? Expansive leadership is powerful leadership, right? And so I think just our ability to compartmentalize week by week, I think it comes with an understanding that, one thing we've really emphasized is you have to earn the day. All right, you have to earn the week. You have to earn the right to play well in the 5 days leading up to the game. Right? You don't earn it on Saturday. You earn it through your preparation, and just understanding that, what happened last week or what's going to happen in the future has no bearing on what's happening right now. Right? And so be where your feet are. Win the hour. Win the minute. Right? And it's like how can we have this lift, this practice, this period, this specific rep, how can we do it better than Kansas is doing it right now? Right, that's the mindset. Win and dominate where your feet are, right? You don't need to look any further forward and you don't need to look any farther back.
Like 15 or 16 life lessons in there.
We got to see that clip from the locker room when Kalani we saw the party, we saw Batty playing the drums up on the top of the lockers.
Terrible. As a drummer myself, he's awful. But I'm glad he was excited.
But then Kalani stepping up there and talking about what tough guys do and putting that, kind of putting some perspective on it. As a player, I imagine you value both of them.
Sure.
You're used to that. I mean, that's kind of what this program's all about.
I mean, honestly, that part of Kalani's coaching is something I've always struggled with, especially after the losses, where he's like, you know what a real tough person does? He's like, you're going to go out there and you're going to smile from your family because they're proud of you regardless. Right? And you're going to hug your family and you're going to be happy. You're not going to ruin their night too. It's like that's what tough guys do. He talks about like when you're a father and you have a bad day at work, you don't bring that home to your kids. He's like, your kids can't know you had a crappy day at work. They don't care. They want to see their dad. Like that type of mindset. And I've always struggled with that because I get so angry when we lose and it's just like, it just eats at me. But, that was a lack of mental toughness on my part, and it's something I've had to develop over the years. And so obviously I've been hearing him preach that for 5 years. You know what I mean? And it's a message that rings true throughout life, not just in football.
Talk about this Kansas defense and what you're looking at as you get ready to.
They're good. They're good. Their record does not show at all how good of a football team they are. I think their 6 losses are combined like 14 points or something, or maybe 15. It's like they've been right there from being 8-2 or something, And so I think we have to prepare that way for the game, right? That's the type of team that's coming here, and they're good. But on the flip side, we're good too. right? And it's that's what we're focused on, because a lot of the mistakes and challenges we've run into this season have been self-inflicted. All right, and so that's what we need to address, because they are a good defense, and if we make those mistakes, they'll take advantage of it. So we got to tighten up.
What are you most looking forward to on Saturday?
No, just being out there with my brothers, man. I hope. I mean, I'm on the right path to playing on Saturday, and I'm excited about that. And if I get the chance to be out there and play with them, I just being out there with your teammates that you've bled with it's a special thing. I've missed it. I've never been hurt before. I've never missed any games, and so it was a new experience for me, and it was a tough one. But I'm chomping at the bit to play again. So.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thanks guys. Appreciate it.
We'll see you Saturday.
Thank you.
Monday and Thursday night football, right?
No, I've been trying to have bring in like a